What's going on today, YouTube? I wanted to sit down and take the time out to make this video. I was on Facebook earlier today talking to some guys on how to do some setups, and I told a guy that he needed a 55% throttle curve. He liked that idea, but he wanted a little more. So I'm going to give him a little more, and this is what I'm going to give you. This is going to be on a 55% throttle curve. We're going to throw in a bunch of stuff here, but what I'm going to do is everything that I'm going to set up right now is all going to be on the SB switch. Is going to control everything that we're going to do right now. You will not go to any other switch to get anything to work. It will all be done on the SB. So let's jump in here. Before we jump in here and start making these mixes, I want to tell you a little bit about the 55% throttle curve. Now my 550 weighs right at 5 pounds. The 55% throttle curve works perfect for it. I can reach over here, pull the SB to the center position at 30 meters, and it will stay right at 30 meters because I have a mini IOSD. I can turn it off, take it up to 100 meters, turn it back on, and it will stay at 100 meters. Now each quad is a little different. Each quad weighs a little different. So you might have to make yours just a little bit different. But 55% works the best for mine. If yours is a little heavier than mine, you might need a 56 or 57% throttle curve. I'm not thinking you will, but I think 55 is pretty much everyone that I've done this for has always been 55%, and it's worked perfect for them, and they love it. So we're going to jump in here, and we're going to put a lot of stuff on the SB switch. And so here we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull it down into the SB center switch. We're going to go over here to this screen right here. Now, as you can see, I have a 5 right here. That's telling me that I am +5 over 50%. And I also put a curve on here on this switch too. So now that when I pull that switch down, I'm in my 55% throttle curve, and my gimbal is at the center position. It's looking straight forward. And I can still fly. Let's say I'm 30 meters off the ground. I can still fly forwards, backwards, left and right. Everything with my sticks at that 55% throttle. Just remember, when you're at the 55% throttle, do not give it a bunch of forward stick, because it does have, it will start actually losing a little bit of altitude in there, and you'll just have to let off the stick, and it will stop and re-get that altitude for you. Just remember, when you're flying forward or backwards or left or right with your 55% throttle, be easy on the sticks. No crazy movements there. So, okay, so let's move on. So now I'm flying forward, and I see something down below me, and I want to get a shot on that perfect. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the switch down one more time. Now, I don't know if you saw what happened right down here. Now, number one, I'm still in the 55% throttle because I have my 5 right here. But what happened on channel 7 is now my gimbal just went to the down position just by pulling that switch down. I have the center position on the gimbal and the down position with the 55% throttle. So now I can go right on top of something and hover right over the top of it, get a little forward and a little left stick, and just do nice circles right around what I want to get at, the video that I want to get at. The reason I do the 55% throttle for everybody is because it's just so easy for you to think more about the video than the flying part of it, because you're taking the throttle out of the equation, and the throttle's not bouncing up and down. You can move the rudder all you want. You know, you can move it like this, left and right, but your quad or your hex is not going to bounce up and down now because you're set at that 55% throttle. And this allows you to get in really close and get that really good FPV that you're looking for, or that video you're looking for. Say you're doing a real estate sale and you want to go out and you want to get that really nice picture of this person's house. You're going to set this at this 55% throttle, and with a little bit of forward and left stick, you're going to be able to do a nice circle all the way around this house with your camera in the center position. Then you're going to be able to move above it, set it back again, and get that full nice little circle with your camera in that down position. That's just a golf course or whatever you're trying to get that video for. So now we know we got all that. But what I also did, I also went ahead, because this guy wanted this, so I went ahead and I put my yaw on my left-hand slider. So now, as you can see, my left-hand slider is now in control of my yaw, of my rudder. My rudder's not moving, but down here on my stick, but it is moving right here on my slider. Now the deal with this is, what I'm thinking is, if you start moving this, it's going to slowly start yawing, and it's going to constantly keep yawing until you move it back to the center. So to me, you can have that if you want that, but to me, it's easier for me just to do it with the stick. But you can set that up to your left-hand slider, so now that is in control. So we have all this set up on just these two switches right here. And of course, we have it turned off. One thing else you want to remember when you turn this off, well, if I could get it to turn off, there you go. You want to remember to have at least 50% throttle. Okay, always remember that. Everybody catches on to that real quick, so don't worry about that. I mean, it's just something, usually most people keep their stick right in the center once we pull this down anyway, so that way there, we're just using our rudder. But once we turn it off, we'll always make sure you have at least 50% throttle, or it will start coming down on you. All right, so let's jump in here and let's make these mixes. This is going to be easy. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a curve, which is going to be our 55% throttle curve. This is a 5-point fixed straight line curve. As you can see, that's the 55% throttle. We are 5% over 50% throttle right there. You can grab these little things and drag them up and down, or you can use the boxes. I use the boxes, as you can see, and all my boxes are set at 5. They have to be all the same. They can't be 55 over here and 60 here and 30 here. They all have to be the same. I'm sure you understand that. If you need a little bit more throttle curve, you might want to come in here and put a 6 in that box, and that's going to give you a 56, or a 7 in the box will give you a 57% throttle curve. So let's go back and throw this in the mix. It's very easy to make. We're just gonna edit this real quick. As you can see, I called it 55% throttle. The source is the throttle. The weight's going to be plus 100. We did make a curve for that, so you have to come down and find the curve. That was curve 1. We put that on the SB center switch, replace OK. So now to get it on the SB down switch, you don't have to go in here and make another curve. All you have to do is come in here and duplicate the first line where you made it, and duplicate that. We're not going to do that now. And this line here will pop up, and it will stay exactly the same thing, but the only thing we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to change the SB center switch to the SB down switch, replace OK. So now we got our curve set up on the center and the down switch. This one here, this curve right here, that curve is going to be the 55% throttle with the camera pointing straight out. This is going to be the 55% throttle curve with the cameras pointing straight down. Now, if you want to put your rudder on your left-hand slider, that's right here. As you can see, left-hand slider, weight plus 100, switch SB minus, and name it rudder. So we'll just edit this real quick and show you how I set that up. Of course, the name is rudder. The source will be the left-hand slider. Weight will be plus 100. SB center, replace, OK. And again, all you're going to do is duplicate this one and put it on the SB down. That's all there is to that. So now, well, I'll tell you what, since we're in here, we're going to go ahead and do this anyway. I've done this on another video, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's two ways to set up a gimbal. Number one, I set mine up on a curve, and as number two, you can see I also put a mix in. Now, the curve is for, that is for my right-hand slider, the curve is, and the other one is just for the mix that I just put on that switch. So you can put your gimbal on a switch. So let's go in here real quick and let's make this curve. Okay, that was be curve 2. This is a 3-point curve. 3-point curves work the best for your gimbal, and it's a fixed curve just like the other one. Now the reason the 3-point the 3-point curve works the best because you have an up, you have a center, and you have a down. And that's all you need on a curve. Now if you want to make another curve for left and right, you can do that too. But so let's just move on with this one. Right here, this would be my up. If I wanted my gimbal to go up, I would drag it up. Actually, I would drag it down, and that would make my gimbal go up. But I don't want my gimbal to go up. I want it to stay in the center. So as you can see, it's in line with the center. Both of these are on number 38. But I do want it to go down. So that right there was a plus 70. I thought it would be a minus 70, but it wasn't. It was a plus 70. Now that makes my gimbal go point straight down. So that's pretty simple on that one. So we're going to make this, we're going to put this into the mix. Okay, so we're going to name it gimbal. We're going to put it on the right-hand slider. Weight will be plus 100. We did make a curve for that, and that was curve 2. There will be no switch for that because the right-hand slider is in the source of that. Replace, OK. Now the other way to make your gimbal move up and down is just to make a mix. And we're going to go in here right now and we're going to edit this. We're going to name it gimbal. We're going to put the on which switch you want. Mine is on the SB as the source. Now this is where you're going to go in here and make it on your weight and your offset. Now to get my gimbal to stay in the center, I wanted it to be at 0. And to get it to go down, I needed a plus 72 on this mix to get it to go down to where I want it. There is no curve on here. The SB down switch, replace, okay. So now as you can see, everything that I just did and all the stuff that I was talking about is now all on the SB switch. It's all controlled by the SB switch. We did quite a bit there just to get the SB switch to go into a 55% throttle curve, camera looking forward, 55% throttle curve, camera pointing down, of course, and then being able to control all that if you want to with your left-hand slider. I'm not going to put the left-hand slider on here. He was talking something about this, so that's why I made this video the way I did, showing you that you can put it on the left-hand slider to control your rudder. It's that easy, just what I did. I will just go back in here and I will delete these 2 lines right here, and I won't have to worry about that slider controlling my rudder. But that's pretty much all I had. Just remember, you have to remember, if you're flying in 55% throttle, be easy on the sticks. That's one thing, that's the only thing you really have to remember. And you'll love this, I'm telling you. All my friends, I have put this on every person's radio that I have set up. And every one of them love it because it just allows them to get right in on top of what they want to get a video of. Put their camera in the center position, put their camera in the down position, do just a little bit of circling right around that area that they want to get that video of, and they've captured it perfectly. You can bring it down to 5 meters and get that, or you can take it up to 100 meters. It doesn't make any difference. It's going to stay there at what altitude you put it at. That's what's so nice about this. The throttle has totally been removed from the equation. All you got to do is give it a little bit of rudder and a little bit of inputs to the left and forward and a little bit of rudder, and it will fly in just perfectly nice little round circles for you there all day long. Or you can just sit there stationary getting the video that you want. Okay guys, so that's all I had for today. This is going to take a little bit to download. I got 12 minutes and 25 seconds into this video. So it'll be ready here in just a little bit. Alright, we'll see you later.